Cloud. Okay.
All right.
Recording in progress. I do that so that we can add the video to our YouTube channel, and it will be uploaded by tomorrow morning. We got them going back to maybe 3 years ago when we first started, and it's
Mhm.
kind of refreshing to go back and look at some of the sessions we have had. The sad part is the ones that some of the participants no longer with us, but at least we got the documentation, and people who don't know or didn't know those people can go back and look at those videos. Just like we're going to do our, well, I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
That was
That's it.
Patrice.
Peace and troublemaker.
Yeah. Okay. The lady upstairs joined us. Was joining us. Let me let her in. That's the lady upstairs.
Okay. You don't want no problems on that end.
Oh no! After knowing her for 54 years, I don't want no trouble.
Hey man, come on, what's going on with Fannie Willis?
With who?
Fannie Willis, the prosecutor in
Oh,
Georgia.
down in Georgia. I haven't heard something happened today.
Yeah, she's in a mess relationship with the guy she appointed as the lead prosecutor, and he's going through a divorce. Man, I'm telling you, I don't know.
No, I hadn't heard that.
It's just coming out, boy. You
Uh, uh,
I guess life doesn't change
no. So temptations,
as the world
temptations.
turns.
Yes. We wait a couple more minutes and then we'll go ahead and get started. We can continue the chat. Cousin Greg has joined us, and
I don't see
Melanie.
him.
I
I
don't
don't
see
see
him
him.
either.
I don't see
Everybody's
him.
hiding. Everybody's hiding.
Journey's not hiding. She
But Keisha's not
That's
either.
she said she just relaxing. I'm sorry.
we'll we'll wait till Melanie shows her face. Um, the lady upstairs, I'm not sure if she's gonna show her face. I just left him up there. That's my cousin, our cousin, Gregory.
Hey there. That's Melanie's daughter.
Yeah, there you go.
She's sitting in for her mom.
Yeah, temporarily.
Okay, that's good. That's
She
good.
she we saw her them Christmas in Richmond, and she's really growing, I tell you.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. I wish her grandmother, my sister, was here to see her.
Mhm.
Well, that would be really, really special. That would have been this. That's why we got to enjoy ourselves while we can.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that a little bit more later on during the call. Um, Doretha was supposed to co-host today, but she lost a family member in I think Florida, so she's going down there to be with that person. That's mighty nice of her to do that. So she'll
Absolutely.
so she'll co-host at some future date. So okay, well somebody.
Well, that's a pretty
So
picture, Journey. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
I was in the attic.
Oh,
oh, the phone works in the attic. If you had an iPhone, it would work in the attic.
It worked. It worked. You know.
I don't know about them Androids. I don't know about them. They probably
Yeah.
don't work at an altitude like that now.
I just didn't want to be talking to y'all and I fall off the ladder, so I told Michaela
oh
just
no.
walk in.
No, we don't need that. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to all of you. As you've heard me say, I really look forward to this each month, and I look forward to another special year with seeing all of your beautiful faces and listening to your wonderful stories and a few lies also. But no matter what, I look forward to it. Let's start the year off right. I'm asking our chaplain to say, 1 second, please. Let me admit this person. Because they probably need the prayer too, whoever it is. They're connecting. Okay, 1 second. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Okay, I'm not sure who it is. Who just joined us?
Okay, we got a phone number and 154th Street.
Who just joined us on the iPhone?
Got 5 dead bodies, Taylor.
I think that's 6.
Patrol just found them in an alley off Lexington.
Any more? 19? Last number she got?
Oh, I probably did, Shirley. I probably did.
Oh, okay. Hi, Shirley. That's
How are
fine.
you? How are you?
Welcome. Hold on 1 second.
Like, for real? Oh, no. Really? Nothing?
Let me put a name on you.
Mm-hmm.
HIRLEYRLEER.
You know, if your supplier to be out. If you don't, we're gonna charge you.
Okay.
Why don't you do yourself a favor, Taylor?
Okay, Ron, go ahead with our opening prayer.
Okay, well, good evening, family. So good to see everyone. I'm gonna try something different since I'm in charge of this part. I'm going to say a couple of words, then I'm going to ask that each of you bow your heads and say a silent prayer for yourself for this coming year and your family and others.
Okay.
And then we'll close out the prayer, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here tonight as a family. Thank you most importantly for bringing us through 2023 in our sane minds and able bodies. And I ask now that you continue to work with us and look over us. And I ask now that we all say a silent prayer for this coming year for ourselves, our family, and the world.
Moderate severe, listen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ronald. The agenda for tonight will be, we won't have a co-host, so you got me all night long, so that's okay. We'll cover a few administrative items as usual, and then we will talk genealogy. We can all talk genealogy every day, all day. So I hope that's okay with everybody.
Fast relief after first dose.
In the last month, I'm aware of the following family deaths. Darcy Brown, we lost her in, she's from Richmond.
Jimmy, someone has something on the radio or something.
I think that's.
Can you mute us?
Yeah, I took care of that. Dorothy Brown passed away in Richmond. She's from New Kent County. Her mother was Amicus. Her father was named Stanley Brown. I remember him vividly as a teacher in New Kent County when I was little.
Got it. Sorry, it took me so long. My computer was acting real stupid. I couldn't unmute it. I couldn't start the video. I finally got it.
Welcome.
I sent a text.
That's okay.
Everything's good. How's everybody? Sorry.
Okay.
That's okay.
The computer said, "Look, I'm not going to do anything you want me to do right now." I hope y'all don't mind if I eat my dinner.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Help yourself.
I'm here, but I gotta eat.
Okay. We had a prayer, and then we just started the the administrative
Yeah.
part of our session. We lost Dorothy Brown down in Richmond from New Kent County, and I was saying her father was named Stanley Brown. Her mother was a Meekins. I remember Stanley vividly because he was a school teacher in New Kent at the time, and he was a school bus driver. And what I remember about it, this was a young man. He was killed around Thanksgiving Day, that period, back in, I want to say 1955, and on a deer stand, somebody accidentally killed him. So that's always stood out in my mind, and I've never been hunting because of that reason. But anyway, she passed away at age 75 about 10 days ago. Ellis Norris Herm, age 63, up in New Jersey, passed away. She's a great niece of our cousin Mary Jones of Charles City. A month ago, when we had this session, I was talking about birthdays, and I was reminded by Bubba that his sister Loretta's um, birthday was December 4th. And as I got ready, this was on a Friday, to send her a birthday card, even though it would have been late, the following Tuesday, she passed away. So condolences to Bubba and his the nieces that's on the call here. As you know, I was able to be in Williamsburg at her funeral, and it was good to see all of you. But I just wish it had been better circumstances. So we were back in Williamsburg for Loretta's funeral, and I put that information from her funeral on our family website for those of you who want to take a look at it. So we also lost her last month. So and I got to meet her son and daughter and some more family from Bubba's immediate family. I know a lot of them, but the younger ones I don't know that well. But it was still good to see them, even though it was under trying circumstances. So that's about all I know about I'm aware of in the past 30 days. Known illnesses. The trail, as you know, is not here tonight. She's under the weather. She's been under the weather for the last few weeks. You might have seen something to that accord that she posted a few weeks ago on Facebook. Um, Cousin Jim Alfonso Meekins, who lives here in Upper Marlboro, I visited him a couple of days ago. I spent 90 minutes at his house, and I did not get to see him, unfortunately, because he was asleep, and his son would not wake him up. So he's getting better, even though he's been hospitalized since our last meeting last month, but he's back home. Our cousin Richard Fortune in New Jersey, I gotta just say, every time you pray in the next few days, weeks, or whatever, he needs all of our prayers. He is very, 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 very sick. It's no secret. He wants the family to know it's just how sick he is. And my heart reaches out to him. I texted a couple nights ago, 3 nights ago, his brother Preston, as you know, is not on the call tonight, to check on Richard, because Preston is living with Richard to take care of Richard. And lo and behold, Preston was in the emergency room. So he's sick. So as of 24 hours ago, he was still in the hospital. I talked to his brother Merle about this time last night, and Preston was still in the hospital. So you're talking about two people living in the same house, both of them are under the weather. So it's just been a terrible month with the passing of loved ones that I knew, and then our close relatives that
Jimmy,
show up on this call.
Jimmy,
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you're so right that Richard seriously needs prayer. I seen him last week, and to be my honest opinion, it's the worst I've ever seen him. He really does not look good. So every time you think about him, or please daily, just pray for him. He's not well at all. He's really, really, really sick. I mean, it brought me to tears when I seen him. It really did. And when I think about it, I'm about ready to cry
I
because,
understand.
I mean,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
just pray for him. Seriously, just pray for him because he
I,
needs it.
for me personally, on my personal list of people that I admire, um, thank you, Juanita. Uh, Rich is on my Mount Rushmore of the greatest people I've ever met and know.
Yeah.
And Juanita, who was on the call, she just reminded me that a couple of weeks ago, the doctor gave Richard 6 months.
Oh,
And of course, he's now in hospice. So he needs our help. He needs our prayers. So just a good man. And he made it to Williamsburg. And he was there that Sunday as a retired lieutenant colonel and all of that. And he, even 2 weeks ago, on the 30th, and we'll talk about that in a minute,
yeah,
he
he was
showed
at
up.
yeah,
Go ahead, wait, Greg.
yeah, he was at the breakfast. Yeah.
Yep. On the 30th,
Mm-hmm.
the day of the 12th. So, I want to, before I go on, I just want to just please think of Richard. If you ever met him, you know he's a really, really good, special man, especially to this family.
Yes.
I know personally what he has done for this family. I
Me
don't mean
too.
to be, I'm not preaching, I'm just telling you, very few people know what he has done to help us be successful as an organization.
Oh, I know.
But more than that, the person, the person. And if you look at the video from that Sunday in Williamsburg, and he talked about the things he had done after he retired from the military. You know, just a good man, just a good man. So before I go further, I want to welcome Juanita. Welcome. Are we going to see your smiling face tonight, other than a black and white? Hello, Juanita. Okay, maybe we'll see her face in the
I'm
second.
sorry. I'm home really, really comfortable. So, hi everyone. Good evening. I'm going back
Hi.
to the camera.
Well, we're all comfortable too, and we're at home, so
Yeah, but
we just want.
I'm on my phone and not my computer. And so if I turn the camera off, I can put my phone down and just listen.
Excuses, excuses, excuses. That's all right. We still love you though. Anyway, moving along. Um, I constantly talk about almost begging you young folks to have some babies because we're losing family members,
Oh, gee.
and the word is getting through. Um, in the last month, I'm aware of one of Wayne Chin's great grands great grandson was born up in Maryland, up in Aberdeen, I believe it was. His last name is Bowman. He's the son of Kevin Bowman. So that's a wonderful thing. I wish Wayne was here. As you know, we lost Wayne a couple of years ago. Not even a couple of years ago, less than that. And I know Wayne will be happy to see him. Uh, Kadir, I hope I'm saying this correctly, Moore up in Philadelphia. He and his bride had a son who's is now named, he's named Junior, Kadir Moore Jr. uh, was born, I want to say, was born either on the 31st or the 1st, one of the two, I forget which one it was. And we got a new great grandmother on the phone here, on the call here today. Her daughter, Serenity,
Her granddaughter. Don't say daughter. Don't jinx me.
that was a great moment. Anyway, Serenity was born, I want to say the first of the year, if I'm correct. So January 1st. So congratulations. And please get the word out. We need to have more babies. And I thank you all for having those babies. And
That's a big request.
It
well,
must
it's
be the
working.
young, it must be the
It's
young
work.
folk who not on here that's gonna be having those babies. 'Cause I'm too old.
Well, the grandparents can tell them have children and grandchildren to get busy. Gregory, just so you know, we can only see you top of your head. Just so you know. Moving right along. Just a few this month's birthdays that I'm aware of and have addresses for example, our cousin out in California, Mallory Boykins. She's those who remember Ted Herman Meekins out of New York. This was one of his one of his nieces. Our good friend down in Lancaster, Virginia, Elise Lemons Kristen, has a birthday this morning. Our cousin here in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, Robin Shields Daniels, uh, birthday. Layla Kristen Holmes has a birthday. Eric Lemons Sr. down in New Kent, Lenexa. Tyrone Meekins up in Jersey. I guess they call him Sarge. Janera, the new mother we just talked about, has a birthday. Our cousin on the call here, Shirley Roper Davis, has a birthday on the 19th, it looks like. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Shirley. If she's still, do I still see her? If not, um, she'll get the word that Linda. Oh, where's Linda? I just realized Linda's not here.
What did you
Linda's
do?
Linda
Sorry, y'all.
Winters has a birthday. Dr. Karen Woodson, Paul Woodson's wife, has a birthday. His daughter, his oldest daughter, Marla, has a birthday. Her dad, Paul, has a birthday. Our good cousin Reginald Woodson down in the villages in Florida has a birthday. And Paul's brother David Woodson has a birthday. That's just a few of, uh, of the ones that I have listed here that I just kind of wanted to highlight. And basically, these are the people that I have addresses for and have confirmed birth dates. So I know there's a lot of others, but I'm just talking about those. We sent out maybe for the month of January approximately 22 cards, birthday cards. And I want to say, by the way, we get feedback occasionally concerning from the recipients of some of those cards, and this is very, very positive. So we do appreciate that little gesture that we try to pass along, let you all know that we're thinking of you. Marriages, I guess the marriages and the babies go together. Marriages that I'm aware of, Brian Anderson up in Philadelphia. Brian was with us in Williamsburg. His mother is Cherise Blunt. Keith Hobson. I'm trying to remember who. Oh, I know who he is. Here in Maryland, D.C. area was married. He's one of the he's one of the Meekins, Shields, Daniels in that family was married last month. Looked like it was a very pretty, beautiful wedding. So that's what I'm aware of as far as marriages. So between the births and the marriages, uh, we had a lot going on in the last 30 days. By the
Any
way,
divorces, Jimmy, that you know of?
they
Any
haven't reached ancestry.com yet. Just as soon as it does, I,
divorces?
I know, but I'm not. I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Okay.
So I mean, I want to say I appreciate all of you who take the time to make me aware of these things, these happenings. I really do appreciate it because I'm in a position I can let other families know certain things as they happen. I never I never see, I don't release information arbitrarily. Hold on one second. My daughter must be having problems. And I know she's got an iPhone. Oh, there she is. I see her. She was up top there. See, if you join
Uh-oh.
on time, then you don't have this problem.
That's what them iPhones do for you.
That one had nothing to do with iPhone. I didn't see her up there. That's what it was. So anyway, moving right along. We're going to talk about genealogy later on. But as I was saying, let me know what's going on uh, as far as marriages, deaths, graduations, anything important you'd like to share with the family. Just a reminder, with the seed money and the scholarship fund, as you know, I sent out a broadcast message approximately a little over a month ago. Since then, about 3 or 4 people have responded. Quite frankly, less than 0.5% of all the people I sent these messages to last year that's on our mailing list responded. I don't know what else to say other than to say that, I keep making family members aware of the fact we do need money to operate. We cannot, and with seed money, we're only talking about $10. Again, that's a cup and a half of coffee at Starbucks in 1 week. So at least that's what they tell me. I can't afford to go to Starbucks. I have to go upstairs and beg the lady upstairs to cook me some coffee. But anyway, I please encourage your family members to support us financially. We're not asking for much money, and because if we don't, we're not going. We can't exist. We don't spend much money, but we got to have at least a little bit more. And so please, please, please help us. And again, this is a new year, so 2024. I think one person has paid for this year. Uh, think I think she paid. I think she paid so far. Give me one second. Let me make a note of Angela joining us.
I donated my winnings.
Yeah, that's why I said one person. Did you donate the win? You didn't have any winners
From the
from this
soup, from the
from Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Okay, you did. I said one person. That was you.
Get it while you
That was
got
you.
it.
So anyway, but please, please help. Don't, don't, don't forget us. Please, 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 please. Moving along. I talked about the birthday card situation because I just finished the cards yesterday for the month of February. We're going to send out 29 cards next month. They're all ready to go. I just got to put stamps on them. Mel and I got to have to put stamps on them since this is her project. Let's see here. Possible 2024 events, off-year events. Uh, the third generations of Meekins in Jersey are still working on something for this summer. Looking forward to that. And the family cruise is going to happen. And Leslie is on the call, and I'll let her update us as to what's going on.
Hello, everyone. Sorry I was late. As my dad mentioned, yes, the cruise is still on. There are still rooms available. So if anyone is interested, please reach out to our cruise consultant, Jared, and the information is on the website and Facebook. If you need his contact information. Last time I checked, I believe we were up to about 30 people that has signed up. So so there's still space and we would love to have you.
I know this cruise thing was 919 area code. That sounds like what, North Carolina? 919? I don't know what 919 is. Anyway, it's kind of a short period, but it's something that the family has been talking about for many, many years. So it's finally come to fruition. I'm very happy to see that, and looking forward to the summer in July. I guess it's July. Yes, July.
July the 6th through the 13th.
July.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Hi, Angela. Thanks for joining us. Even though she's probably coming from work because she's in her car, that just goes to show you, some people go out of their way to be with our smiling, beautiful faces here on this video call. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for supporting our fundraising effort, Angela. I just want to make sure I say that. Who just joined us? 919 area code.
Yes, my
Happy
name is
New Year,
Lorna Parker.
everyone.
Well,
Happy
thank you,
New Year.
sweetie. Same to you.
Thank you. I was on mute. I was talking and I didn't realize y'all didn't hear what I was saying.
Oh,
Who just joined us? 919 area code.
Yes, my name is Lorna Parker. I'm Rural C. Wesley Senior's daughter. I come from the Meakin side.
Tell me your name again.
My name is Lorna, Lorna Parker, and I'm Rural C. Wesley Senior's daughter, the youngest daughter. Lenora, Charlene, and Thalia are my sisters. Anton and Royal Jr. are my brothers. So I come from Sarah. That's my grandmother, Sarah Wesley.
welcome, cousin.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome. Nice to be here.
Yes. If it's possible for us to see your smiling face, that would be great. If not, that's fine.
Well,
That's if not, that's fine.
not this time.
Okay. Anyway, we are about halfway down the agenda, so we're going to move on. As Greg alluded to, the Meekins family up in South Jersey had a holiday breakfast in Cherry Hill on December 30th, attended by 32 people. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. See if I can pull it up. See if I can pull it up on my site. Philadelphia. And let's see here. That's Philadelphia. Okay. Now let me go back down here. See if I can do a share screen correctly. And I should know this after 3 years, huh? Share screen right there. I want to share this one. Share. Okay, I hope you see that. Now you do. You see my screen?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's our family website, by the way. I'm going to talk about this. Like I said earlier, last month. I said last month that each month I'm gonna just try to make you more aware of all of the information that's on this website. And anytime you see something that needs to be corrected, please, please, please let us know, because there's no way in the world I can get everything correct. I want to talk about the third. This is what I was just mentioning. The Meekins family holiday breakfast in Cherry Hill. By the way, these pictures that you're getting ready to see were taken by our illustrious genealogist, photographer Gregory Chin, who was on the call. Thank you again for your continued support. We are so lucky to have you. And for those who don't know, he donates his services to us free of charges. And these are pictures. I think I have about 19 different. I put he took the pictures and I kind of fixed them up a little bit. And this is Richard, as we were talking about earlier, and Greg was saying at the breakfast. Again, this was taken on the 30th, and he's gotten worse since then. And this is our cousin who's on the call, Dr. JJ and her sister Crystal, and some more of the family members, Jayla. By the way, Jayla was, I'm going to ask JJ to talk about that in a second. And also, these are family members of South Jersey and Philadelphia. And Richard and his brother Merle Sr., and of course Darlene and Tamika Chester, and Lauren. And I appreciate JJ helping me out correcting some of these names. Right on down the line here, because I had a few of the names incorrect, which I did okay. I still had a few of them wrong. This ain't my family. This is really, really family. And I commend those of you who put this together up in South Jersey. And see, that's really a beautiful picture right there.
Yeah.
This is sister, sister, a sister, cousin, and this is another cousin. Just a beautiful, beautiful picture. And again, the quality of it, and these are the Swan sisters right here. And they were at in Williamsburg with us. And I didn't know this young boy's name, but Juanita helped me out with that. I messed up Coy's name. And this is our leader from our last reunion. And Darlene and her son Jamal Parker Jr., also Linda. I don't know where's Linda tonight. Anyway, Jamal again, and also, and right on down the line, just beautiful pictures. I don't know what Missy was talking about. Well, I'm gonna call her Missy. Right on down the line.
I took a lot of flack for that picture.
Because the way it looked.
A lot of flack. She let me know. I deleted it out of my app. I took a lot out of it.
Oh, so maybe I should delete it from here, huh?
Yeah, it kind of slipped by me.
Okay, I'll remove it after the call. Because I don't, like we don't want to offend anybody. Yeah, and again, some more beautiful pictures. I feel like I got that one on that twice, so that's good. I removed that also. Just a joyful time. Unfortunately, my schedule will not allow me to be there. I was in Virginia, and if I come to Jersey, then I'd have to go back to Virginia the next day. And at my age, as a AARP eligible person, that's just would be just too much for me. And so that was it. Juanita, you want to say a few words about that session?
Sure. So it wasn't something that we spent a lot of time planning. It's just something that was on my heart to do. So I just let it's a group of us, Donine and my sisters and Joni, let them know that I wanted to do it. And Donine just said, "How can I help?" And so I was like, I need someone with Cash App because I don't have it. And then I relied on everyone else to kind of proofread stuff. And it was pretty easy to find the location. First, we wanted something like a buffet because it would be cheap and people could just pay their way in. But we couldn't find a spot to accommodate us for breakfast. And so we just, signed a contract with Maggiano's in Cherry Hill. So it wasn't a fundraiser or anything like that. There wasn't any money made off of it. And Donine used to do Christmas breakfast at her house for people that were single with no children. And then she stopped when my mom passed because my mom used to help her with it. And she just didn't feel like, the emotional part of it to continue in that tradition. And so I thought this would be a nice way to kind of bring that back. A few people have already asked about next year. We don't know about that, but thought this was a nice way to do something. There were no like real activities or anything, just fellowship. So people went around the room and said, how they're a part of the family. And some people gave a memory or some kind of comments of things that, bring them joy about being a part of this family unit and family structure. And, we had cousins there from the Chin side. We had Gail Chin. So that was a joy. And then we had my cousin on my dad's side who comes to all of our family events, Tamika Chester. So that was nice too. So some familiar faces. Vincent came up from Louisiana, Vincent Fortune. So it was good to see him coming up from a distance. A couple door prizes. And yeah, I think everyone had a good time. It was a chance to see each other in a larger setting.
You want to mention the former scholarship um,
Oh, sure.
recipients?
We had a couple former scholarship recipients. So Crystal Chin, who's probably the first recipient, that's my sister, and then me. Jayla and Jamal Parker and Gabriella Fortune were there. And then the parents of Aaliyah Condi and Naya Bush were there. And I can't remember offhand if it was anyone else. So people's parents or the scholarship recipients themselves were present.
Just that you look at that picture right there, there's 3 recipients right there. And as you know, Gad, this is Preston Senior's granddaughter. His name, I think she's in med school somewhere down south. South. She's in
I
med
think
school.
someone said med school in Puerto Rico. She's a Howard University graduate.
Right,
Yeah,
3.5 years.
she's in med school in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah, okay. Yeah, she finished Howard in 3.5 years.
Sure did.
Nice. Excellent.
So thank you, Juanita. But what this says to us, you as family have donated your funds for scholarships, and now you see they're coming back. They're coming back. They're sticking with us, and they're moving on in life. Jayla is getting ready to graduate, or maybe she has already graduated. This young man is a professional football player in Canada. So you look at this and you say, we helped a little bit in their lives, not just financially, but love, things you can't measure in dollars. And forever, they'll always know what we're trying to do as an organization.
Yeah, so Gabriella in that picture, she's in med school, as you mentioned, and she's interested in being a physician scientist, so also in research. Jayla is at Hampton University in Virginia, and Jamal plays in the Canadian Football League for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And each year that he's a starter at the corner position, and each year that he's been on the team, they've gone to the Grey Cup, which is their equivalent of the Super Bowl.
Oh,
So
wow.
everyone's doing really well.
Yes,
Beautiful.
that makes your heart warm when you see these kids
And
doing
Jamal
well.
is really good.
Yeah, I watched him at Kent State
He
as
is
much as I
really
could.
good.
He is. I know the Washington Commodores could probably use him for sure. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But
The
anyway,
Washington Commodores could use me.
Isn't it Commanders?
That's how
wait a
bad
minute,
they need people.
wait a minute, you Eagle fans should be quiet.
I'm not an Eagle fan. I'm a
You're
Ram
right.
fan. I'm talking.
You're right. You're right. Uh, just a wonderful event. I sent a message to Juanita and whoever was associated with planning this event right after it happened, because it was just, this is what I have been trying to. We used to do this years ago when we had I'm going back 10, 15 years ago. I remember the first time this DC area chapter or association or whatever we call, first event we had was in my backyard out here. We started from nothing. And other areas had events. And Bubba is always having something down there. It seems like every summer he's sponsoring something or heading up something along with his children and sisters and brothers. This is what I'm talking about. This what it, because all of us cannot attend family reunions for multiple reasons. But something like this, a one-day affair, and you get to meet your cousins, it, this is what it's all about. And to get 32 people on a day like that during the holidays is absolutely wonderful.
And
So
I just want to add, like, that number is because of Donine and Joni and Linda, because they're local, they know people, they have people's contact information. And so they were able to add the personal invite to people so that they and people prioritized it, you know. Coy delayed his family trip by a day so that he could attend.
hmm,
And Johnny tried to get off of work but couldn't. And like I said, Vincent was up from Louisiana. So people really tried to make it work. But Donine and Joni and Linda were the boots on the ground trying to get people, making sure people know about it and are able to come.
that's wonderful. Wonderful. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you so much, Juanita. Thank you so much. Gregory, again, thank you so much for the pictures. I just made them look prettier. Um, and like I said, one of these pictures, I'm
You
going
look
to
really
remove that.
good, Jimmy.
Well, I'm trying. I'm
You
learning.
spruced them up really well.
I'm learning. We subscribe to another software package.
Oh, okay.
Again, that's why I need money from you guys. You got to pay for this stuff. Um, so I'm trying to make this stuff look better, and maybe it'll draw your attention a little bit more. So, okay, moving.
Edward Meekins said that he would help with the website. So he had mentioned it, Bubba's son. So he had mentioned it at the family reunion this summer. But I actually met with him last weekend and brought it up again. And so he said he wanted to get in touch with you so that they, you know, because he wants to make it more user friendly.
You know, let me make a note to myself here. If he'll be back in town next month, I'm going to invite him over. Um, if he'll be back in town next month, the second Sunday in February, I'm going to invite him over to our fundraiser.
The second what?
The second Sunday in February.
So, you know, to put all his business on a YouTube recording, I think he'll be in town because he was talking about some really nice Valentine's Day plans that he had.
Oh, okay, good.
So
So maybe he can fit us into a. So, you know, again,
his sister smile.
I'm gonna send him. I'm gonna send him an invite anyway. And anybody else who's in town, we'll be here the second Sunday in February, which leads me into the next discussion. As you know, our local chapter association, whatever, has two fundraisers a year. One is Thanksgiving Day, and one centers around the second Sunday in February, around something called the Big Game. So it is a fundraiser, but you can benefit financially if you are the lucky person. It's all blind luck. Anybody who's interested, I appreciate you letting me know, and I will get in touch with you, and we can go from there. We, with your help, we've been successful. And as I said before, when we had our event in August of 2022 here in Bethesda, we were able to minimize the cost to participants because of the ongoing fundraisers that our local chapter or association has been doing. So I just want to make you aware of that. And um, I'm sorry, I just got a text message from Laura Neal. She is sick and she's apologized for not being able to join us tonight. Laura Neal up in Philadelphia. So if you can help us with that, just let me know. Put it in the chat box or text me, email me, and I'll be in touch. And for those who've already uh, helped us for next month, already signed up for it, I appreciate it. Okay. Any questions so far? I got one more item after this, and then we'll
You
get
can
into
send me
our
something, Jimmy. It's
great.
great.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. Okay. We got one lucky person on the call here. She's in her car. She was in her car. I don't see her now. Anyway, I have a question. Um, over the years, going back 3, 4, 5 years ago, we had something called a Millennials chapter, which was targeted. Its intent was for the younger adults in our family to have their own chapter, and it did not happen successfully for whatever reason. Sometimes I'm kind of hard-headed. The lady upstairs will probably say I'm hard-headed most of the time. But I just need your opinion on something. What if we tried to set up, let me rephrase it. What if we made available this Zoom platform for young adults only? Do you think that would work? In other words, none of us, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but what I'm getting at is the younger people, they don't come on these calls, and they probably don't feel like they're wanted, or the message that we're putting out doesn't apply to them. I'm looking for a way to get to them to help us and feel like they are part of this family. Do you think it's worth trying if we could find some young adult to do what I'm doing right now on the call?
Jimmy, I don't think you're going to have continued support to do that. They might show up out of curiosity, but as far as something going, I don't see that happening. It's just something with the next generation. They that attention span to keep it and to have a passion about it, that's hard to sustain across, an expected amount of people where you would call it a success. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Well, Lorna Parker speaking. I just found out that you all were having this type of meeting via Zoom, and I received a picture from my sister. That's why I'm not on the actual Zoom. I'm just doing it, audibly through the telephone via Zoom. If that makes any sense. But my belief pertaining to the youth, I'm agreeing with the other statement that their attention spans are relatively short, but also it took me a lot of courage to get on the line this time. The Meekins, I'm just learning how I'm connected to the Meekins through our research. I had Williams, that I was connected to through my aunt, Ethel Williams. But I realized that the Meekins were connected through the Meekins because of my granddaddy, George Wesley. But the connections and knowing people, it just makes you feel not really apart, if I'm making sense. I mean, I have 2 degrees, but I don't know how to explain how you feel. And also, I'm almost 60. I'll be 60 next year, so I am definitely of the older generation. I am definitely AARP oriented, and I'm also a member. But with my children, it's really hard. I start talking to them about the family history, and my daughter is very interested, but she's extremely busy with her job and raising her son, and so she can't really listen for extended period of time to get all of the he's related he and blah 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 and yah. And then when I start talking to it with my son will listen for maybe 10 minutes and he's ready to move on. His thing is you get winded, you start talking and I'm just somewhere else. He's just in la la land, like, Charlie Brown, young, in the background. That's kind of how they feel it. When we start talking, they just disconnect. So, yeah, I think it would be really hard unless you gave them an incentive. They would have to have an incentive, like for instance, you're having a sports oriented, from what I'm understanding, a sports oriented program that might pull them in a little bit sooner. Something that they can connect to emotionally, psychologically. Other than that, I'm not seeing how you could possibly pull them in.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Sure, Juanita. I think that, like the people that were there at the breakfast, they were there with their parents. I think that it's important for people to bring in the young people in their lives. So if you have a child or a grandchild or a great grandchild that would be of the targeted age, and you participate in these, if your child participated with you and you brought them into the conversations, I think that would be helpful because they would feel more comfortable. And it's not just a bunch of older people and Juanita on the phone.
I like that, Juanita.
I'm just joking. And, so I think that, I can understand a comfort thing, not being in your element, but who are you close to in the family that's older, that attends these things, right? So your grandkids attend with you and Brenda and Leslie. And, like I said, Jayla and Jamal were there with their parent, with Donine and their dad. And, Gabriella was there with her parents. My nephew, Jeremiah, was there with his grandparents. And so I think that I guess buddy system or being dragged along with your parents and grandparents really makes a difference.
We said it before.
If I
We
can
were
interject
forced to
here,
come. We were forced to come at a young age, so we still here. So mine comes wherever you see me. You see Michaela. So I agree with everything. I think maybe if we had a mouthpiece in the younger age as active as, let's say, you, Jimmy, say if somebody always doing something or saying something or inviting, just a mouthpiece there in their age bracket, they may listen and maybe, okay, well, let me go to this family breakfast and see what's going on. Let me see who's going to be here. And once you get a family friend, then you might want to, come out more often and attend different things more often.
Yeah.
I think also too, I was just going to say that, a lot of times when you go to family reunions, you go with your family, you have a tendency to stay with your family. You sit with your family, you eat with your family, and you don't really get to know that many people outside of your family unit. So you see them, you're observing them, but you're not necessarily intermingling with them. So I think, that's a comfort thing. I know you, I'm going to be around you, I'm going to stay with you, and I'm going to watch everybody else and just, stay in my little shoebox, But if there could be a way to, when people come to family reunions, to pull them in different directions so that they would almost be forced. Like someone just said, I was forced to come. So they could almost be forced to do activities that would pull them from the table and have to make them commingle.
Jimmy, I was wondering if we could solicit input from a millennial so that one of them can possibly share with us something we don't know and maybe a way in which they communicate or would like to, and something that they have on their own. But maybe we need to reach out to some of the millennials and ask them, you know, if there are children or nieces and nephews, what they would like. And maybe then we could come back together and with some of them and decide on a concept or something that would be meaningful to them to do.
Okay.
And I'll just add the
Sounds
millennials aren't
good.
so young anymore. So the Gen Zers, add that in there too. And you know, a lot of times when people talk about their memories from family events, it's playing with their cousins. You know, we did stuff with our cousins. That's when we would get to see cousins and, you know, we would do this and that. And so I think that that type of activity, where cousins look forward to seeing each other at these events, is important.
Okay. Good input. I wanted to throw that out there.
Jimmy,
Yes.
sitting back listening to everyone talk, a couple of things came to my mind. When people, okay, I've had explained to people the initials CLMWWW to a lot of people to let them know that we are all part of the Meekins ancestry. And they didn't know what that was, like talking about that, you know, they didn't identify the Meekins name with that for some reason. Some of the younger folks, I'm constantly having to do that to tell them that we are related, you know, down the Meekins line.
Yes, that's one of the items I was going to talk about next, is exactly what you said. Um, well, thank you for all of your comments, and we're going to merge right into the genealogy discussion. But getting back to what we're talking about, I will take all of your comments to heart and write it down. And I like the part about talking to some millennials and trying to ascertain what would it take for them to get involved. I like that. I like that idea because we don't know. We just don't know. We haven't had good luck in getting them together, so we need to reach out. So I'm going to keep reaching out until they just say no, 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 no. That's
Yeah.
it. And
Okay.
merging into the genealogy. Thank you for all of your comments. I really do appreciate it. That's why I asked you for that. Um, Getting back to what you just said, Bubba. I received a text message about 3 weeks ago from one of our dear cousins here in Maryland, Uncle Margaret, excuse me, Mitchellville. And his suggestion was, words to this extent: he don't know about the CLMWWW. Why don't we just have a Meekins video call for Meekins throughout the country or throughout the world, whatever he said. I haven't answered his question till yet. Because first of all, this forum right here happens every month. It is for everybody in our family. That tells me he doesn't understand the CLMWW. I do occasionally get requests or messages saying to explain it, and I do. In a nutshell, and that means I guess I'm gonna have to do a better job of explaining that so more people will understand that. It's our family member who started this organization, and it's in most of our souvenir books, most of them prior to this last reunion has this information in it. And that the people who started this ongoing reunion, reunions every 2 years or 1 year, whatever it started out with, they decided to use the 6 names. The predominant name is, of course, Meekins. But if you look at the genealogies, the Meekins and the Winfreys and the Coles, all are married.
Yeah.
In some cases, they married one another. So they decided to use the 6 names. I personally, I'm glad they did because it's inclusive. If you just say Cole's family reunion or Winfrey's, then you're gonna leave somebody out. But you got 6 names. But that tells me I've got to do a better job of explaining to family members over and over and over again, and to help them better understand why we have those 6 names. They started it 40 years ago, and we've carried it along, and I agree with that, with the 6 names. It's just like my name is my name, last name is West. This comes from my dad's side. I'd be stupid not to show up because my name West. And I've had people ask me, I don't see my name up there. That's just. But getting back to my question about the cousin, or example of the cousin, want to know about just having a Meekins. Well, hell, excuse me, we have this every month. It's here. Am I wrong? Am I missing something here?
Well, do
I
they
sent out.
know that you have it? I mean, I just found out about it, so.
Well,
If I mention the name Fanny, does that make any? Do you have any recollection when I mentioned the name Fanny?
Fanny, what's the last
Fanny
name?
Wesley.
No, not
Richard
right on paper.
Wesley. See what I'm saying? But they're 3 generations back. As a matter of fact, Fanny is now almost 100 years old. She's my Aunt Fanny through my granddaddy, my great granddaddy. And they're from New Kent County in Virginia. So people feel very disconnected because they don't really know exactly, one, how they'll be received, and 2, how they're actually related and connected.
I totally agree with you. But this is why I send out invitations almost. We have about email address. I have 500, about 500, 502, 500. I send it out, and you see how many people are on this call today. If I don't have your
I
email,
understand what you're saying.
yeah, and I want people who got family members, just like you found out about us tonight. I want them to say, "What about this and what about this?" So you can join us. This is. I can't have a Meekins. I mean, what am I gonna do? So we're gonna have a Meekins call for Meekins? What's gonna be the difference? So I haven't answered his question. I'm not sure how I'm gonna answer it or if I'll ever answer it. So anyway, let's talk about a general discussion about genealogy. Now, I don't have an agenda on how we're gonna go about doing this. I just want to try to answer general questions. Like you asked a question about Wesley's. So I'm gonna let's just start there if it's okay with everybody else. I'm gonna we're gonna just kind of feel our way through it. Let me see if I can find it. By the way, we have about 8,600 names in this database that I have. I received this. This was passed down to me from my aunt Laura Meekins Miles, approximately 6, 7 years ago. And as her health declined, I took over more and more responsibility. In the meantime, my nephew Brian, Melanie's brother, also helped contributed to this. My uncle Earl Wesley Meekins did a lot of the footwork. This was before computers came around and gathering this information. So what I'm saying is I've increased the database by about 5,000 people, names in the last X number of years. I'm gonna just look at his WSLEY, right?
Yes, WSLEY.
Okay, I see an Eleanor. I see a. I see a Belinda Wesley, a Sally Wesley. That's what's in our database.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
that
think
doesn't
Sally goes back a couple of generations.
right.
Eleanor,
Eleanor Wesley
that would have
Carlson.
been
That's who.
Fulton. Okay.
That's Sally.
I'm not familiar with that person.
Okay. Throw out some other names and see if I can find them here. That doesn't mean maybe it's just not in the database. Throw out a couple other names I can look up for you. You mentioned a Winfrey. Did you say that earlier? George Winfrey. That's
No. Mm-mm.
Ethel
No
Williams.
Winfrey. Ethel Williams. Mm-hmm.
Did you say Ethel Williams?
She was my aunt. Mm-hmm. Well, my great aunt. She was my grandmother's sister, Ethel Williams.
I said Ethel Cornelia Williams. Does that sound like her? Let me just see what.
No, they were Turners.
Okay, so this was
Their
Ethel
maiden name
Turner.
was Turner.
Turner. Okay, let me look at the Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what. Because this is how I have them. Most of them listed. I go by the maiden names because people get,
Mm-hmm.
we get married multiple times. I don't have a Turner
Yeah.
in here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you tell me a relative that you know of that has one of the six names? The Meekins, or Lemons, or Winfrey, or Woodson.
I know that we found coal. As a matter
Okay.
of fact, hold on just a second. Okay, I'm gonna put you on speaker, okay? And I'm gonna
Okay.
go into my pictures.
Okay.
Because I have a picture of a great aunt that was sent to me by my sister Lenore in our family is the one that does the majority of the genealogy.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe because she also sent me some pictures of the Travers recently as well. That's on the other side. Here she is.
Okay.
Her name was Mary Jane Coles. Does that sound familiar?
Oh yeah. She married about 5 or 6 times. This is where all these
Oh,
names came
really?
from. Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's why Ron is laughing. We know her. We have a
Oh
picture of her.
yeah, she well known.
She must have. I ain't gonna say that.
Okay. Well,
Oh yeah.
I look almost exactly like her. That kind of look like you're always angry all the time.
Well, let me tell you something.
But I'm not smiling,
Well, let me. I'm gonna go over to my laptop here and see if I can add you guys on here to the. Let me get rid of this right first of all.
Lorna, where do you live?
I live in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's go back to Sally, Mary Jane Coles. And I'm gonna show you a picture of her. I'm gonna show you 1835.
Mm-hmm. It's probably the same picture that I'm looking at now.
Now,
I'll pull it
I
back
hope
up
you're
again.
sitting.
So.
I hope you're sitting down when you look at this picture. Let's see here.
Did Gregory take the picture?
Let's see. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can share the picture. Share the screen here. Okay, there she is.
Oh yeah.
Does she have what looks like a pendant on her collar?
Mm-hmm.
She's wearing a white dress, right? It appears to be white and pink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the lady you asked about.
That's Mary Jane.
So you're telling us you're part of the family, that's for sure. But I guess between her and 1835, to this day, you don't know exactly how the tree looks like, correct?
No, not really. I know Meekins have been mentioned a lot in our family line. When I talk to Aunt Fanny, she talks about Meekins. She has a tremendous amount of pictures. But in our generation, Lenore, my sister, is the one that's been starting to bring everything together, and she's had to go to so many sources to find information. Because the older generation just wouldn't talk about it, you know.
Tell
Only
me
my
again.
daddy. That's why I
Tell
mentioned
me,
my daddy was really interested in the family line.
tell me again your sister's last, Lenora. What's her last name?
Lenore Wesley Wood.
Okay. And she's on my mailing list. Our mailing list. Is that right?
I think so, because she's the one that sent the link to my sister, and then my sister sent the photo because she couldn't send me the link. So that's why I'm just on, talking to you auditorily. But if one of you all could send the link to my email, then I could come on,
That's what
using
I was
Zoom.
getting ready. I get ready to do. I'm inviting you to either put it in the chat box or either send me an email with that information. Whichever one you're most comfortable with.
Okay. Well, I could give you
I'll
my
tell you what. I'll
email.
give you my email address, and you can send it to us. Give me a second. I just want to look at something here. Let's see here. Let me see something here. Master list. Word, word. And I like while we're waiting, the rest of you all to think about some questions you might have. Oh yeah, I see your sister in Hampton.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Leonard Wesley, is that your
Lenora
kid?
Wesley.
Is that Leonard?
That's my sister, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about a Leonard, guy, Leonard. That might not be your kin.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
Leonard.
uh,
That's it. That sounds familiar.
okay, Richard Wesley in New
Richard,
Kent.
Wesley.
What?
He was my uncle.
You said was?
You're my daddy. He's dead.
Okay, hold on one second.
But his sister, Fanny, is still alive. That's the one that's almost 100 years old.
Okay, bear me. I need to write this down so I can, because I'm gonna have to remove him from our mailing list.
Okay.
Deceased. Okay, thank you for that. I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put. Can you see the chat box?
No, it's just like a regular phone call. It doesn't give me access to anything else.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
It's on her phone.
Oh,
It's
you're on
just
your
a
phone.
phone
Okay.
call.
Okay. I got you. Um, if I gave you my cell, well, I got your phone number here. I'll call you. I tell you what. Um, you said it's a regular phone. Is that a cell phone?
Yes, it's
That you
a smartphone,
She
so
said,
I
okay.
can get on once I
No,
have the
what I was saying, I was going to text the information to you after the call.
you text her the
That's
link now and
wonderful.
she can jump on.
Honey, Leslie, you know what?
I'll see if I can text it to her.
Thank you. That's what I was going to do. We're going to send you the link, and in the meantime, we're going to move on to somebody else's question, and we're going to come back to you in a second. Okay?
Okay.
This is fantastic. I like this. More questions on genealogy.
Jimmy,
Yes, sir.
if you change this to just Meekins, I don't believe that individual that asked you to would even show up anyway.
Can I say I want to be nice. I try to be nice, but he's never been on one of these calls.
There you go.
I'll just leave it at that.
I agree with you, Ron. I would think venture to say the same thing, that if you did change it, the ones that are complaining about it ain't going to get on the call anyway.
I'm not going to change it. Let's put it that way, because I don't know what difference it'll be. The same thing.
And see, the problem is they just don't know the genealogy where it all started from. You
Exactly.
know, if you know that, then the name it doesn't bother you, or it doesn't
Exactly.
bother me. My name is Chin. I don't
That's
see
right.
Chin up there, but I know where I come from.
That's right.
You know,
But just like the questions that's here now, the way you're gonna find out is talk to one another. This is a
exactly.
forum. We got 8,600 names, and if there are other family members that have databases. I can go to Rhonda because she had heard a lot of her mother's information. Rhonda's daughter, Kristen, has some information. Vincent Fortune up in New Jersey has a lot of information on the on our family members. And somebody else has a database. But so it's not just me. I'm probably more active than anybody, simply because of this organization that we're heading up, that I've been fortunate enough to be ahead of. Any other questions while we're waiting for Melanie to see if she can have some luck? Any other questions, genealogy questions?
This is Juanita. I just don't want to dismiss so quickly what the other person said about the Meekins thing. They aren't in a minority when they say that, right? So I think people see it as they don't see themselves as a part of this. Like, I don't know if you see yourself as a Meekins, right? I don't know the Coles, the Lemons, the etc. And the CLWWW, I only see the M. And if everyone is an M, then why isn't it just M? So that's two different things that I'm noting, right? So if everyone is a Meekins, why isn't it just Meekins? One, and then two, if I don't know the CLWWW, then I may be less inclined to join or attend because I don't need new family, I guess. I don't know. But I do want to say, like, I don't want to be dismissive of it because the people that are present today on this call see value in it, right? But like you said, there's 4,000 other people who chose not to be a part of this call. And so we're not getting their opinions on that. And I think that it's important not to dismiss it.
I certainly do agree with you, but I don't know how to fix it.
So,
go ahead.
Jimmy, have you ever thought about doing spotlight on different members and showing how they're related to the original? Because it seems that's when I get the most interest on these calls. Even like when I did my speech at the family reunion, I was very excited to be able to trace our lineage all the way back to the landing at Old Fort Comfort. So, you could literally take a member, whether it's done by video or just on a spreadsheet type chart, and show here's Ronald Meekins, and this is his lineage all the way back to those that landed at Comfort, and just even send that out as to your mailing list of spotlight member for the day, and just neat little things like that, and then just keep copies of those on the main web page with the question button that says how am I related, and then just show some examples of people they may know in their family tree that are fairly active in the larger family that they're a part of.
Great idea.
I think to some extent we were doing that when we focused on a family member
Yep.
each of the cousin nights. Maybe we've gotten away from that, but we were spotlighting family members.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if that's
Yeah.
not by the 4,000 people, that's what I'm saying, versus, what would actually get to them.
I think what I'm hearing is maybe spotlighting a person, say 1 or 2 times a month or something like that.
Yes.
If I'm hearing you correctly, I think
Yeah.
that's easily doable, and I'm going to do that.
Or you could do it when you send out the newsletter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, the newsletter comes out about 4 times a year. I would like to do it at least monthly.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
spotlight a person.
Yeah, say this is
Yep.
Greg Jen. He's and this is how he's related. Here's
Yes.
some
I like that idea.
And
I like it.
I like the title that Journey used, How Am I Related? Because I've literally heard the phrase like how I'm not related to them, I don't know them people. So I think that the How Am I Related is a good title because it's direct.
You could literally put that in the subject line of your email.
Exactly.
That would people actually open that, So
I like that idea. I can easily do that.
yeah. So even someone like one of the young people that was on the phone call with parents from Czechoslovakia and all that. So what? Start with Greg. Start with anybody. How am I? Maybe it starts with you, and start with your own spotlight.
and Ancestry has the capability of saying, I can go in there and say, how are Journey and her media family related to me? And it'll print it out and show it exactly how we're related.
Yeah, so I think, making it simple and actually showing the connection. People get excited about that. That one lady that had come on there for the first time and over the phone, we were able to connect her so quickly and she was blown away. And it got everybody all very excited.
Yes. And this is why I do this. I do this not for me, because I know where I came from, but I see the joy and hear the joy, as you said, in the people to find out where they came from. I'm going to take that recommendation. I'm going to do that. I think it's an excellent idea.
And I'll add a second part of that, right? You have the How Am I Related series, and then you have ancestor spotlights, right? So you could just show the lady you just showed, Mary Jane Coles. And here's her picture. And this is some of the folks living now that she would be very proud of, right? So,
yep. And this is on our website. This is just an example on our website. And see, you see the names. There's Coles, there's the Meekins, and this is way like the Winfreys. There's 1, 2, 3 names right there of the 6. And then if you continue down, you can see all where the rest of them. I personally, I'm telling my age here, but I personally knew this is Elise Lemons. This is her mother, and these are her. I knew all of these ladies. This lady here used to come to our family reunions. Jim Coles, I knew him very well. He was a grave digger in New Kent County. Colonel, I didn't know him, 1934, but I always heard of Colonel Coles. But this is on our family website page, as you can see right there. And I just threw that in there as an example. But I got a family member out in Arizona. I think he's in Arizona, somewhere out west. Ronnie Jackson, I believe it is. I think that's what I'm thinking about. He wanted to know, he's got kids. He wants to know his family heritage. And his file goes back to 1800s, and his family's file goes all the way back to 1800. It was too big for me to transmit. I think I mentioned it, but I gave him access to the database. That way he could see it for himself. But I'm willing to help anybody with what I have, and I'm always looking for information every day. Sometimes 5 o'clock in the morning I start. So Again, this is going to benefit a lot of people, just like we're enjoying this information because of people like Emma Woodson Hill went to the library many years ago. I think she took a class up in the university in Philly. Is that Lincoln or is it, I forget school, to learn genealogy. And we are benefiting from that information. This is just something else that Bubba helped me. Bubba forgot he did to help me with this. This was at his church many years ago. That was 2016. I just walked through the cemetery and took pictures. That's genealogy information. Theodore Roosevelt, Meekins. But yeah, I just wanted. We're talking about trees and stuff like that. I like these ideas. This is why I threw this question out. No way in the world I can think of everything.
So can I one more?
Yeah.
Okay, has anybody on the line checked out their African ancestry using the Ancestry African people that can tell you what tribe you came from and all that?
No.
I've heard about that. What surprises me is I a long time ago sent in 23andMe, and I was surprised that no Meekins came back as a relationship. So I don't know if
I want to pay that $299. That's what that was.
I don't know.
Ancestry be having sales for $59. That's why you see Ancestry.
I don't know if it's two different things. That is, if you try to do it genetically, you don't generate that many hits.
Right.
I don't know what other people's experiences have been, but I was surprised that when I went through a couple of them, I didn't come up with a lot of Meekins.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are just not in the 23andMe database and don't want to pay for their test. That's my personal opinion. But Ancestry is so fairly much more common use, I think.
And when you, as a member of Ancestry, does it bring up a lot of Meekins and Coles and different names that are genetically connected to you?
So up to the second cousin level, and then some white people named Meekins.
Yeah,
but that's what I've seen. But I like it because of the being able to search records for the genealogy, at least for the first 2 free weeks.
Okay. All right.
More questions.
Look at that. Parker Chloe. What a cute name.
It is a beautiful name. Beautiful name. I don't have his name so far.
Just got here.
I contacted his grandmother and she hasn't responded. This is the one I talked about earlier. Laura Neal, great grandson. I think yeah, that's right. And this is grandson, not daughter. I'm sorry. I'm just while y'all come with more question, I'm just showing you. I'm just showing you a couple of things while we're waiting for the next question. An updated organization.
What generation are the babies? Have they given them a name yet?
I upgraded with the new software that I've been subscribing to. I updated our organization chart. Put some new pictures in here. Yeah, there's some new pictures. Most of them are new pictures. A new picture for Greg, a new picture for Juanita and Ron, and a younger looking picture for Melanie. And Marla, who just had his birthday. The birthday's coming up in Detroit. And then I don't, in case you don't, we never forget our family members who were part of our organizations in the past. Alan, Mary Lucy, she was a great genealogist, had a memory like Einstein, and of course my aunt Aurora making smiles. And this was our commitment. This is something else we didn't do in August, is take a group picture of our, and we just didn't think about it. And but look at that picture right there. That's a beautiful picture. Just look at that picture.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Just fantastic. Same there. And it just goes to show you in the blink of an eye, and we're gone. It just, it's disgusting. Nothing we can do about it. And this is the DC chapter of the organization. I put a more up-to-date picture of my older self and a new younger picture of Juanita. Not younger picture, this is a year and a half old. And Dawn, a lovely lady who came out and helped us, and the lady who stays upstairs, and the lady who lives over in my firstborn, and Robin and my grandson, the oldest grandson, the rich grandson, Rich. And this is a fundraiser we had, I'm just showing you, in 2015 at Joe's Crab Shack. And this is some of the other functions we've had over the years. More genealogy questions. Any more? But again, I just want to give. I'm sorry. Did someone say something?
Yes, I was going to say,
Keisha.
going back to Ms. Coles,
Okay.
you were saying that you would send me some information after we get off the phone?
I sent you a
Yeah.
text message to log in. Did you get the text message?
Yes, but it was the same as the picture that I had received because I can't link it to a photo, so I have to have the WW, and I'm on my smartphone, not a computer.
So you
Okay.
have the Zoom app? Is that what you're on your phone? Maybe that's what the
Yes,
problem
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you have the Zoom app, when you log into it, it's gonna ask you for the member ID and then the password or the passcode.
Okay. Let me see.
But if you click on the link directly, if you send her a link, she won't have to type that in.
I didn't have a link. I just
Okay,
used
let me
it.
see if I can do it while you all are still
Yeah. While you are
on
talking,
the phone.
I'm just looking at some of the family pictures. This is one of my favorite pictures here. I guess maybe it's because of my favorite cousins. I think this picture of Juanita L. Louise, just a fantastic picture. Because that's a younger Juanita who's on the call with us now. That was taken in the year 19. She's not going to say it.
I have no idea. That picture with my sisters is we gifted that to my mom because we were dressed like we were in some kid picture, like when we were toddlers. So we had on the same color dresses as we picked our shirts in that picture. And then we gifted it to my mom in like a twin photo picture frame. So that we had the kid picture restored and blown up. And we gifted her the picture of us redoing it on the other side of the frame.
Okay.
So
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Again, I'm just showing some of the old pictures that you see on that you'll find at our website. Family. My daughter told me when I first put these pictures on it, I did not identify who the people were. So now I've had time to go back and look at some of these pictures. I've been able to put some of the names on there. Our good friend, our very good friend, Gloria Woodson Bassett, which I haven't talked to in a while. And this is the family from Canada that was on our call last month, or the month before. I guess it was last month. And this is the family member right here from Baltimore. And this is her husband and their two children, obviously at a younger day. And this is Tank and his son down in New Kent. And look at that family member. Mrs. Howell and her children, her grandson, and granddaughter. And this is a younger version of me before I became AARP eligible. So that's how I look at that back in that day. And of course, my wife there. More questions. And these are our lovely cousins that I talked about earlier part of the call. This is Merle. These are the Fortune brothers.
Yes.
Justin Sr., and Merrill Sr. Always get these two brothers. They look the same, and I swear to God, I get them mixed up. One is Ray and one is Rob. And this is Richard Thomas Fortune right here. By the way, for those who don't know, those brothers.
Yeah, that was Ray standing and Bob sitting.
Thank you. I get them mixed up. When I see them, I just say, hey, cousin, because I get them screwed up every time. And there's some more pictures of family, but I have a lot of them in here that I have, this is the graduation. The Watson twins, they were in Williamsburg with us. And this is Lanasia Roquard. And Gloria and her daughter, Adrian, and Angela, who's back on the call. That's a younger picture. Well, that's not such an old picture of her. And our cousin Ted Herman Meekins, and Laura and Linda. And this is Laura at a younger age. To me, she hasn't changed a lot. And this is Michaela, who was on the call earlier. And this was at one of our family reunions, Gregory had and Osa Jr. Any more questions on genealogy? Let me go back. Let me get out of here and see if we can see.
Makisha,
I have a question. So my question is, I wanted to confirm we're related to Carter G. Woodson, right?
Yes.
We are, right?
Yes.
I personally cannot answer that question.
Okay.
And
I thought we were.
I was sitting at a table with now his name escapes me. He had the 6 fingers. Who am I talking about? He had 6 fingers.
You're talking about Miso.
Miko.
Yep.
Miko. At a table at a family reunion, and he shared with me that as a young man at his church in Washington, Carter G. Woodson spoke, and he was there, and they talked, and they realized they were cousins. They knew he was a cousin even at the time. So he is in the family. And some of our family members actually had firsthand encounters with him, in fact.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
There are a couple of questions like that, Carter, and also the Hemmings lady, Sally, I believe it is, or her daughter, up in Charlottesville. I can't prove her either. And I stated it in our genealogy, but all signs point to it. And we're pretty sure it is. But until I see it in black and white, I don't. In college, you got to substantiate what you say. As simple as that. And I feel that he is, but and where he lived in Virginia, etc. I think he is, but I don't have any documentation. I haven't seen any to substantiate it, so I don't say yes or no.
So then why do we post it? Because it's posted on the social media and I saw it somewhere else, so I just took it to be true.
I can't answer that question. The person who posted it should be able to answer that question. I have never posted it myself, but I know what you're talking about. I can't. I can't. I'll go back and look at it again, but I have not been able to substantiate it. It's just like Joni sent me a message the other day, a beautiful message, somebody she had met, Kim Yetta Meekins, and the lady was wondering if she's family. I took a good look at her and traced her heritage back to 1897. She is a family member. She is a Meekins. But when you get back to 1890s, 1800s, 1700s, there are no records to link her family to us. I know she is. I feel very certain she is. And I put her in our database because sometimes, Ancestry will find some hints and say, maybe this person is related to that person. So I have her in my database. But until I see it, I don't put it in there. I think Carter is, I really do. But I I I don't know. That's why when the question was asked, I just paused. Any other questions? Lorna, were you able to, let's see, you are here. I see you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm looking at you now.
Oh, okay. Now, do I look like I sounded?
You look a lot like my daddy's side of the family. You look a lot like
Oh,
one of my uncles.
oh, oh, New Kent, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I started school in New Kent. Uh, okay. Uh, okay, so I'm going to text you my information, and in other words, and then you can send me your email information. I'll add you to our mail list. Is that okay?
That sounds wonderful.
Great, great. Any other any other question? Let me write down your number while I see it up on the screen here. I just messed up something here. Where is let me get back to my Zoom picture. Where is my Zoom picture? I hope y'all can still hear me.
Yes, we can.
I can text it to you if you want me
There
to.
you, there you go. Yeah, text it to me. I'm trying to multitask here.
All right.
Okay, anything else? This has been a wonderful evening. We're running a little bit over time, but when the conversation is interesting, um, and it does, it's not as, it goes by kind of fast to tell you the truth. Let me see what I see here in the chat. Thank you, Juanita. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Connect. Uh, okay. Uh, Thank you, Juanita, again for putting that on there.
I think we have a nice intergenerational representation tonight, in fact.
Yes, 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 yes.
I'm 21.
I was 21.
Me
Oh,
too.
we even
I'm
have a
21.
millennial.
Yep, I'm the millennial for tonight.
I have Gillette razors that's that age.
Hey, Jimmy, me and you and James, we're the great generation. We're not even baby boomers. I don't.
Um, any other questions? Any other comments before we get ready to get
Well,
out
I
of here?
just want to say thank you for such a great experience of joining you all tonight, and I'm praying that I can continue to participate.
Great.
Yes, we do. We do
I
that.
don't travel that much, so it's hard for me to get to reunions, but in person. But
Mhm.
we're working on that day that I can go back to normal travel, and but in the meantime, this is very good because as you said, it's once you feel welcomed, which I do, you can continue to come, and that allows you to continue to feel like you're part of a group, part of a family, part of a group of people who love you. And so I'm looking forward to continuing this relationship.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for those kind words, and I thank the participants for making her feel that way. It's not me, it's all of us. Thank you so much. And I want to remind everybody that our family reunion that was just held in Williamsburg, there are many pictures and videos on our website, including it's at least 3 videos of the one of the health seminar, the genealogy seminar, and what's the third one? There's another one. It's 3 of them on that I recorded during the reunion, and now they're posted on they're posted on our YouTube channel, but you can reach it by going through our website. So please use our website. please send comments to me. Please just say, look, I suggest this, or this is not correct. I welcome your comments and your help, and I appreciate your love. That's for sure. So, is there anything else? This is a long weekend for people who have jobs. I'm unemployed, so I'm unemployed. I have been employed for about 21 years now. So I'm near the poorhouse, but we still got some bacon upstairs and some salt pork. No, I'm just kidding. I can't do salt pork anymore. The doctor won't allow me to do that. But anyway, uh, if there's nothing else, we're going to sign off for tonight. By the way, I just want to ask if we need volunteers as co-hosts for May, April, April, June. Juanita, which one you want to volunteer for?
I defer.
Look on her face. She's trying to figure out what am I going to say. Any volunteers for May, April, or June, or July?
Can you tell me what month I'm going so I can?
You got March.
Okay. I'll prepare something by then.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to draft somebody. Well,
Maybe
hey,
we'll give Ruth another
let me tell you something.
opportunity.
We got Lieutenant Colonel on the phone here. She has the power to draft somebody.
I can apply.
Do it.
She'll use her military powers.
I'll take it. And I'll draft myself. How about that?
Oh, you will? For
Yeah.
which month?
April.
Oh, bless you.
We can do July from Florida. Because that's the second weekend, isn't it? We'll be in.
I don't know. I just go from day to day. I look at the calendar, whatever it says.
We'll still be on the
Whatever it
boat, Melanie. I doubt we can
Is
do
that
it.
the weekend coming back, or is that the weekend before we leave?
Coming back the 12th.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been to the doctor this week. I've been to the dentist. I got double crowns. Everything's happening to me since I got AARP eligible. But I'm still here, and we'll keep doing this as long as I can. Anything else before we sign off? Anybody want to offer a prayer before we go?
Well, we just want to lift up Richard, Detrell, my daughter Nakia, who's dealing with COVID for the third time. So we just want to lift them all up in prayer when you go to church on Sunday, or your place of worship, whether it be in church or at home, that you just include all of the family and specifically those individuals in your prayers. And thank you for the gathering. It's been beautiful tonight. Amen.
Yes. Amen. Thank you. Tell
Be
your wife,
well,
Tony.
everyone.
Tell Tony we say hello.
Okay.
And I'm going skiing starting tomorrow up in the mountains. So wish me luck.
Good luck.
Oh, hey, just don't put on any skis.
On my butt, huh?
Just sit in the lodge by the fireplace.
If I get up on the top of the mountain there, the lady lives upstairs on the second floor. I ain't gonna say she lives up. She's up on the second floor. She might just accidentally push me there. Anyway, y'all take care, and thank you so much for the evening. Okay,
Good night,
bye-bye.
Everybody. Be safe.
Bye-bye.
All
Good
right.
night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Oh, I leave out of here.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Good session. Good session.
I don't know how to leave out.